Good evening, everyone. My name is Hinisha Malone, and I am a member of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And we believe that we are the solution to the violence in our community. WGPYC is a concerned group of young people working together on the west side of Chicago to reduce underage drinking, substance abuse, and senseless violence. Our goal is to engage, enlighten, and empower young people into being the best that they can be, while working together to promote a safe and drug-free community. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, everyone, my name is Hinisha Malone, and I am a member of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of 15 young people from the community whose focus and concern is youth leadership and being a voice within our community. We invite people, especially young people, to come in and see what we are all about. Our shows are scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that's every Thursday at 7 p.m. We would like to encourage calls from people watching to leave their questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that website is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I know you can see these well-educated young people next to me.
That's right. I'm the youngest.
This is the president of the organization that I'm with, and this is Reverend Jones, the everything of the thing.
Everything of the thing? That was good. The everything of the thing? What does that mean?
I don't know, but it's the head of everything.
Well, I'm Bernice. I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and I'm 22 years old. And I'm just a young person on the west side of Chicago trying to make a change.
And of course, thank you so much for the introduction, but I am Reverend Jones, your servant leader and the director of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, the West Garfield Park, what's the other group?
What?
Community Stakeholders?
Yep, community stakeholders.
And the West Side Community Stakeholder, and what's the other group? Fathers Who Care.
We said that.
Oh, and Fathers Who Care. So it's my pleasure to be with you all this evening. We got a lot to talk about this evening. So much stuff is going on. I mean, the epidemic on the west side of Chicago is running rampant. I mean, we're out here talking right now about chasing the dragon. We're talking about overdoses of opioid and people dying from opioids. We're talking about the recent senseless death of so many people. We're going out there getting this bad heroin over here off Chicago Avenue and Holman. And then we're also talking about the different activities that we got going on, particularly in the West Garfield Park community. We want to particularly talk about our community meeting, which would be May the 6th at 6 o'clock at 4401 West Madison, May the 6th. If you're really concerned about making a difference in the community, come out on May the 6th. And then we have the other event that we're working in collaboration with the Institute for Nonviolence, the West Side Community Stakeholders, and the West Side Community Stakeholders. And it's going to be Wednesday the 4th. It's going to be a pop-up against violence. And we're going to be doing this event specifically on Madison and Pulaski, where there was just an uprising of violence on that spot, the old Uncle Raymond's Church's Chicken, right? Mm-hmm. The old Church's Chicken parking lot. So that would be on Wednesday, the 4th of May, and then we have no, it's not the 4th. It'll be Monday the 6th that we'll be doing the event, and then that would be the 7th, the 8th. And that other one would be the 8th on Wednesday. And then we got, of course, we're working in collaboration with the Circuit Court of Cook County, where we'll be working with her to present her annual Expungement Summit and Job Information Seminar on June the 1st at Westinghouse High School, College Prep at 3223 West Franklin. So additional information will be forthcoming. And next week we'll have Trina, who's the community manager for the clerk. She'll be coming out talking about how you can expunge your records and about this Expungement Summit. So 3 events that we're pushing real heavily, and we're pushing out the National Prevention Week of prevention activities. So thank you so much for that opportunity.
All right, thank you guys for introducing yourself. And again, my name is Hinisha Malone. I am a member of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You are watching a live interactive call-in television program brought to you by on CAN TV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we will discuss teen violence and what we can do to save our children and our community from senseless violence and illegal substance abuse use. I invite our viewers watching to call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Our phone lines are open.
Okay.
Now I see we have a caller. Hello?
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 Yes?
Yes, how you doing? My name is Calvin Jones. I'm a good friend of Reverend
What's
Jones.
up, Kevin? Yeah, that's my main man, Kevin. What's happening, brother?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, how you doing?
Man, you see what I'm doing, man. Just trying to pass the torch over to the young people, man.
Hey, Walter, you're doing a great job, man.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin, for calling in. How you been?
I've been good, man. Just working every day, trying to stay afloat.
Well, listen, she got a question this evening. The question this evening is, how can we help to reduce some of this teen violence that's plaguing our young people in the city of Chicago, and also how we can educate our young folks so they can refrain from the use of opioids, and of course this epidemic that folks out here chasing the dragon, or in this case in the city of Chicago, chasing that bad heroin. You been hearing about that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a question or comment, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. And I want to comment as well because, I live in Inglewood, and we have the same problem, not with the youth, but with the older people in their 40s and 50s strung out on this heroin over here, man. It's really an epidemic in my community.
So what can we do? We had also talked before, you and I, about bridging the gap between the west and the south side. So how about we continue to move in that effort, and let's do something where we can bring some additional attention from West Garfield Park over to Inglewood, and likewise from Inglewood over to West Garfield Park. Are you open to that again, Kevin?
I'm definitely, because I'm involved in with the Alderman's office over here in the 17th Ward. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the community. So yes, I would definitely want to be a part of something like that.
Well, listen, let's when you get a chance, the same numbers, I still got the same number, same location. Give me a call and let's sit down and chop it up and make some stuff happen, okay?
No problem.
And keep doing the good work, Kevin.
Yes, you too, sir, and God bless you.
Man, bless you, man. It's good to hear your voice. That was a good guy. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
All right. And you were saying that?
So our topic today is on reducing teen violence and illegal substance abuse on the west side of Chicago. Mm-hmm. So my first question is,
sure,
who are you guys, both of you guys, and what is your purpose of existence?
So I think you can go with that, and then I'll pick it back off of you. Is that okay? All right.
I'm Bernice Jones. Once again, I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and my purpose for existence is just to be a helping hand to the next person, somebody that's less fortunate than me, just be a helping hand.
Yeah, and I believe that too. And remember that now, when one asks you what is your purpose for existing, that also means that you're supposed to know your purpose and you're supposed to be living your purpose, right? Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean? You're supposed to live the purpose that God has given you to live. So I believe that my purpose is to be a sweet messenger. My purpose is to enlighten the least of them. My purpose is to also to be a beacon of light, as you said, to help those who are less fortunate, but to also leave a legacy or some strong shoulders that you all can stand on my shoulders and take what we're doing to the next level to empower some other young people like you all doing it, because we've done our thing, and we're here now as the elders giving advice. So now it's you all's time as young people to talk to young people about the issues that young people are dealing with, because young people can relate to you and you a little bit more than they relate to me. Now, I'll be sitting up here talking about young, they be tweaking and they Gucci, and folks be looking at me and saying, this guy's something wrong with him. You too old to be saying that stuff, but you all have the certain language and lingo that y'all be sharing with each other, right?
Yep.
Like they be saying, y'all be flogging?
Yeah.
Or y'all be, what they call it, chopping? No,
Doing
propping?
too much.
Doing too much, right.
Yeah.
Capping, that's the word. But anyway, go ahead, before I get to telling my age that I'm really young.
Okay. So my second question for both of you is, what is teen violence and what is the impact of violence on the west side of Chicago?
That's a good question.
What is What is teen violence?
Yeah, and the
And what is
impact.
the impact of violence on the west side of Chicago?
That's
I don't feel like it's a difference between. I just say violence in general is just people against each other, like people killing each other, fighting and stuff like that. Teen violence is just the age limit of the people that's doing it. And then what's the second part of the question?
And I think
What
she
is the
said.
impact of violence on the west side of Chicago?
Oh man, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's deep, ain't it?
Because it's like now it's not fighting anymore. People don't fight anymore. It's killing. So back in the day you had to know how to fight. Nowadays you gotta know how to shoot.
Know how to shoot.
Yeah, because it's like if you get into it with somebody, a lot of people not trying to fight no more. Because then it's like if they do fight and they get beat up, they come back to shoot.
So I think I kind of agree with you on that, and because I've seen a lot of that in my immediate neighborhood where I live, where young folks are just out there relaxing. You know how young people just get together, maybe a summer evening they out talking and having fun and just talking, right? And folks come up and shooting each other for nothing, all right? And so you asked the question about what is teen violence. I think you all have adequately expressed what it is, and I think it is violence that's being perpetrated and committed by young people against young people. Most young people now are the victims of violence of young people. And you say, what kind of impact? The impact is devastating on the west side of Chicago. Folks are so fearful now, even walking down the street. I'm afraid to not be around my children, knowing where my children are. Not necessarily that I think my children going to go out there and do something bad. It's not my children I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the other folks out there messing with my children or shooting at somebody else and accidentally shoot my child. So the city of Chicago right now is plagued with violence. I mean, folks are, they really think we're living in some kind of third world like Beirut or something. And in all fairness, certain areas of the city of Chicago, Inglewood, Roseland, and West Garfield Park and West Side are really being disenfranchised from resources, and we're being influxed with so much poverty and so much hatred and despair that people are just lashing out in any way they know how to try to deal with or cope with the pain that they're coping with, and then they try to medicate themselves when they can't deal with it. So it's so much going on that the west side of Chicago, not only do we need to love each other more and support each other more, we actually need the federal government to bring additional resources, not the National Guard, but resources to combat the opioid use, the heroin use, the lean use, the Loco 40 use or the 40 Loco, all of that stuff, and also from the state to bring resources to the community, not the state National Guard or Guard, but to bring resources on the west side of Chicago to empower young folks so y'all have opportunities to go to school and get additional resources or get additional training. So it's different opportunities that we can do if we really want to save lives to stop some of this violence on the west side of Chicago. And thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, now see we have a caller. Caller, your question or comment?
Question. Do you think violence starts from home?
Ooh. I thought I heard her say something about.
She said what?
Do you think violence starts from home?
Okay, that's what I thought I heard.
Oh.
Well, what do you think?
Some situations it can. Yeah, a lot of times they probably do. Like some kids probably be real violent because like with start prime example, guys that hit on women. It probably starts from home because they seen their mama get hit on, and so they feel like it's okay to hit on a woman or whatever the case may be because it's like stuff you see at home. You start doing it at home, like as a baby. If your mommy allows you to run around the house and just hit everybody like it's okay, and you go into the streets, you feel like it's okay to hit everybody and should nothing happen, and then everything comes with a consequence.
And so I think so. I think it has some merit in what Vernice was saying, and I also believe that it take you young people though to take us to the next level. Yeah, a lot of stuff happen at home. A lot of stuff springs from at home. A lot of stuff springs from the community. But the bottom line is we're trying to reduce this. We're trying to reduce teen violence. We're trying to reduce teen use of drugs, illegal drugs, and we're trying to reduce opioid deaths, deaths from lean, deaths from loud, deaths from K2, deaths from spice, and all of these other substances that people are readily available or getting that they aren't readily available to them that's plaguing our community.
Okay, so my next question is, why are you so passionate in empowering young people on the west side of Chicago?
Is that my question?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. Listen, I just, I believe I was literally called to do this work.
Yeah.
I don't do this work because it's a job. I love what I do. I do what I do. And the work that I do is not a job that I get paid to do. It's a job that I'm called to do. And so the difference is I'm trying to leave a legacy. I'm trying to lay some foundation for young people like yourselves and that youth council out there to take what we're doing to the next level. And I've been doing this thing for so long that I've impacted so many people's lives, and now these young people who I've impacted have gone on to college and got into some careers, and they're doing good work, and some of them come back to the community and empower others. But I know that my job, and y'all keep me young for that matter, y'all keep me feeling good, y'all keep me in the loop, y'all keep me in the know. So yeah, I'm passionate about it. I have no choice but to be passionate. Who wouldn't be passionate about young people like you all? I mean, in their right mind, who wouldn't be passionate about wanting to empower you and them young people in there looking at you all and looking at the glimmer in your eyes and all the opportunities that y'all have to take it to the next level? Who would not be passionate about making sure that you guys can take it to the next level? Of course I'm passionate about it.
Right. Thank you for your comment. And I see
Thank
we
you.
have a caller. Caller, your question or comment?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I have a comment. Just speaking about the youth violence that's going on, and I just, I wish that there was some kind of way organizations like yourself, Fathers Who Care, and different organizations can come together and come up with a way where we can kind of calm this violence down, working with the policemen and whatnot, calm this violence down that's going on with the youth in the streets, because it has gotten out of control. Every time you look around now, and almost on every corner, you're hearing about youth being killed, people sitting in their cars being shot up and whatnot, children losing their parents and whatnot, all because of this youth violence that has gotten totally out of control. And a lot of the violence that go on with the youth starts in the schools, in the public schools. In the public schools, it's so violent in the schools, and the kids are fighting like they're crazy, because I heard the young lady say, Ms. Vernisha say, a lot of this stuff starts at home. If they're taught and they're allowed to do this stuff at home, play fighting and all of this stuff, then they go in the streets and they go into the real world, and to them, this is normal. And then it turns into, I like fighting, I like doing this, I like pulling guns and whatnot. And I just need to know what can be done with organizations like Fathers Who Care that can come together with other organizations and collaborate and come up with a way to try to stop it or slow it down or something, because I believe that you all can do it. You're always making something happen. Make something happen, Fathers Who Care, by bringing the policemen together with other organizations and do something about this violence with the young people in the streets.
Okay, thank you for that comment. Right now, what we're currently doing, we're currently planning with the 11th, the 15th.
We have one more call.
Okay, let me finish the statement.
Okay.
We're currently planning with the 11th, 15th, and the 25th district commanders. We're working in collaboration with the commanders that do a commanders night. And we're bringing the commanders out with the community, and the community going to get a chance, young people and elders alike, to talk to the commanders and their staffs all over the west side of Chicago about what's going on and what we anticipate going on in the summer. And we're trying to get ahead of it in the 11th, 15th, and 25th district. So I believe if we all are coming together, and we will be coming together on May the 6th, at 6 o'clock at 4401 West Madison. We're also working in collaboration with the Institute for Nonviolence to take back our neighborhoods. So we plan to do some additional pop-ups, light and night events with Metropolitan Family Services and Community Partnering for Peace, where we're going to be doing events on deleterious impact sites, that mean hotspots, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to bring so much attention to empower these neighborhoods, and I want to thank the Metropolitan Family Service, the Institute for Nonviolence, for their continuous support, along with those folks who are partners with us on the west side of Chicago, with our West Garfield Park community stakeholders and the west side community stakeholders, whereby we are all coming together. We've been doing events in Columbus Park. We've been doing events in Tilton Park. We got an event coming up on Monday on Madison and Costner, and then we got another event to combat some of the violence and shooting that just sprung up over there on Madison and Pulaski yesterday. So we'll be doing an event on that site Wednesday. Once this weather, we'll be on the street. So yes, ma'am, we're working together with the law enforcement and the communities and those with increased the harvest and Ice House and the 11th district, the 15th district, and the 25th district, Chicago Police Department, the 28th Ward Alderman, the 29th Ward Alderman, and the 37th Ward Alderman. We're not trying to go out there and fight this battle by ourselves. We're working together with the powers that be to make sure that we can pool whatever resources and energies that we have. Communities working together, because we really believe that young people can't be what they can't see. Yep. So if they don't see us out there fighting for their lives and fighting for their existence, then why would they fight for it? So let's stop talking about it and let's be about it. What do you think?
I feel the same way.
You feel the same way?
Yeah, we can't be nothing that we can't see, and if we don't see encouraging people out there trying to show us the right path to go, we're going to go the wrong path for the people we see.
Well, I love you guys, and I want the best for you guys, and I think that you guys deserve all of the opportunities and options and resources that's available out here, and that you should be able to be young and live as young people, do what young people do, not try to live, not try to grow up too fast, not let folks force you into a life of this or a life of that when you're not ready. I think you young people should enjoy being young people, but put on your armor and get ready for the long haul so that you can do what you got to do to lay some real foundation for my children, your children, and our children to come. So thank you so much, ma'am, for that question.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, I see we have one more caller.
Okay.
Hello,
your
caller,
question,
question, comment.
What's up, Reverend? It's your boy Steve.
What's up, Steve? That's our vice president, old Steve there, Steve Lewis. How you been, man?
Good. I'm calling to make a comment. I see y'all doing a very good job and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Stephen. We look forward to you. We need to see you, man, more often. We know that you moved out the neighborhood and you moved over into another community. But we want you to know, man, I still got my phone, and you can give me a call, man. And if you need me for anything, let me know. I'll be by there to pick you up. But we need your involvement as always. We need your leadership, and we know that you are actively involved. We know you're there when we need you, and we know you're always involved when we need you. So we're telling you now, the weather getting ready to change, Steve.
Yep.
We still needed your leadership. We need your leadership still, and we want to continue to work together to empower young folks. Remember, Steve?
Okay.
All right, right on, Steve. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Well, I want to thank both of you guys for coming out to be on the show with us, for us having a discussion on teen violence while still reducing substance abuse and bridging the intergenerational gaps.
Okay.
We would like to thank our viewers for watching and calling in. For additional information about our youth council, please contact us at 773-287-5821. Thank you, and tune in next week, same time, same station, where the guest will be Trayana Johnson, of the clerk of the circuit court, and we will be discussing how to expunge your record. Thank you guys, and see you.
Well, we got about a minute, so before we go that minute, we got one more minute, and I want to share with some folks that if you got young people between the ages of 16 to 24 and they're interested in summer jobs, give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. We do have some slots available for young people who may be interested in wanting to work for the summer. This is a program like the One Summer Chicago, where we be bringing in young folks. And also I want to encourage those of you those who are trying to make a difference in this INVEST initiative. We're going to Springfield on the week of the 15th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and we're trying to go down and advocate on behalf of young people, bringing resources back to the young people in the community. So again, if young folks are looking for some jobs or looking for opportunities, let us know. And the West Garfield Park Youth Council meets when?
Every Monday at 4:30 to 6:30 at 4840 West Washington.
Again, that's
4540 West Washington. Again, the address is 4540 West Washington. You can contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, the number is 287-5821, and we meet every Monday at 4:30 to 6:30.
Now remember, May 6th is our community meeting on Madison and Costner. May the 8th is our pop-up on Madison and Pulaski against the recent shooting. On the 6th at 10 o'clock, we'll be meeting with the Congressman and Representative Ford on Chicago Avenue in Harding about the recent increase of deaths that happened on Chicago Avenue and Central Park and Hardy up in that area where folks have been buying some bad dope and dying. And then on June the 1st, we'll have Trina from the Clerk of the Court to talk to you about this upcoming event, Expungement Summer, where we'll be working with you on how to expunge your records on June the 1st. So thank you guys, and thank you for the opportunity again to come out and share.
All right, thank you guys for being on the show. And thank you guys for watching. And you can tune in next week on Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that's next week on Thursday at 7 p.m. Have a nice day.